Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Listening Tree Talk Show number 5. Today, in special collaboration with Women Scream Festival 2021, the theme this year is Women Warriors Violence is Not in Quarantine. And speaking of women warriors, I'd like to introduce to you today our special guest, spoken word artist, actress, author, poet, movie maker, mother, and recipient of the Artist Opportunity Award. She has performed in many different stages and supports many children's special needs causes and advocates for social change. As a poet, she's been awarded many times. Welcome A-Slate to the Listening Tree and watch her movie on womanscreamfestival.com. Welcome everybody to the Listening Tree show number 5. We are so honored. Today is a multi-collaboration with filmmaker, artist, poet, woman extraordinaire, A-Slate. And this is the contribution of Free Poets Collective for the Woman Scream 2021. The theme of this year's festival is Women Warriors, Violence is Not in Quarantine. We told you a little bit about A-Slate, but we'll let her elaborate. Welcome, A-Slate.
Thank you for having me. Hi, how are you?
Well, we're much better now that we got you. It was a little, we're both so busy. This was a tough connect, but I'm honored. Let me say, when I watched, and I know I mentioned this to you, but when I watched that film, it was incredible.
Wow. Thank you. Wow.
And we'll get the details and the links for this on the show up so everybody can see it. So, how did you first discover art and expression?
Art and expression. Well, first of all, my mother is a poet and I didn't know it. I just happened to be broken in her closet one day and came across some poems. So I started writing early on, like in a diary kind of. And as a child, I did performances within my church, do Easter programs and things like that. And then I started doing spoken word in 2011 is when I actually did my first spoken word piece outside. So I wasn't a stranger to doing poetry and performing poetry. But as far as being a spoken word artist, yeah, that started in like 2011. Yeah.
And so with poetry, and we're both involved in the Women's Scream Festival. I've been involved, or Free Poets Collective has been involved for 10 years. We've done this. But what brought you to the Women's Scream Festival?
Well, I had a friend. I got a great friend named Jay Webb. We call him Picket Fence here. A wonderful hip hop artist here. And he was like, hey, there's these film festivals coming up and this one stands out. So I looked into it to see what it was about. And I was like, hey, it resonated in me because I am a survivor of domestic violence. I had some issues with mental illness and being a spoken word artist, it's kind of weird saying sometimes you can't speak about certain things, or you keep your mouth closed about certain things. So it definitely stood out. Like I there were some things inside that I needed to scream about and I wanted to speak to, so that it resonated in me.
And how did you evolve from those arts into filmmaker, which I think you're going to really go places. Not that I know much, but it was amazing. So how did you evolve into a filmmaker?
My God, every time you say it's amazing, I can't let it go by again. I got to say, to God be the glory. I have to say, to God be the glory for that. What had happened was Savant HD with Added Vision is the filmographer, the videographer for the film. He's the one who did that. But I originally had applied for an Artist Opportunity Grant here in Dayton, Ohio, through Montgomery County Arts and Cultural Works here, Montgomery County Arts District and Cultural Works. And I received this Artist Opportunity Grant. Now, initially, I was to put on a one-woman show and perform it like a spoken word stage play. And I was like, yeah, this is going to be fun. And I had my mentors ready to show me the way. And I was like, this is going to be fun. Well, COVID said not today. So everything changed, but I wanted to fulfill the agreement. I wanted to make sure that I did what I set out to do, which was create a program with the funds that they had granted me with. So it just was like my cousin, Savan HD, who had done it, he had already said he wanted to do a film. And it was like, what better time to do one than now? So it went from being a one-woman stage play to let's try our hand at a film. So we began looking it over. So I started reworking it for a film, which really wasn't too different from what the stage play would be. It just was a little different. Yeah, so that's how.
Along the way there, what kind of challenges have you had to overcome to get where you are with this success?
So yeah, so we'll be candid. I'll be candid. So a part of my testimony is that all that glitters isn't gold. And you know, they say what you see is what you get. Thank God what you see is this now, because you're speaking to a person that battled with mental health issues for over 32 years, with severe mental health issues, a person who battled with alcoholism, a survivor of domestic violence, a person who was had a few addictions and struggles, a person who battled with low self-esteem, loss. I lost my, I became, would say widow, because widow is the woman left behind. I became widowed in 2011 when my kid's father passed away. He had a stroke. So there were several things standing in the way of just being great. But with my faith base and with God and with a strong support system, I pressed and continued to press to persevere. So yeah, there were definitely some challenges. And as far as getting the film done, there were always challenges, be it the weather, be it location, be it timing. There were so many things that came up, but by the grace of God, we were able to overcome each and every obstacle that came our way. Yeah.
And so, kind of the opposite side of that coin is, what are the accomplishments that you're most proud of?
Wow. The accomplishment I'm most proud of is completing the project, because it just didn't, for me, there were some periods where I was like, I don't think this is going to work. At one point, I wasn't going to even do it. I wasn't going to do it at all. I was like, hey, this doesn't seem like the right thing to do. I had a director on board, and it was like, I had to ask the director, could I walk it alone? And that was a very tough decision to make, to say, hey, I want to try my hand at this by myself, because I believe that I had gleaned from several successful women for quite a while. And I believed it was time that I step out on faith and attempt to show what I had learned. So I'm most proud of the fact that we completed the project. But the big part is that to be able to complete it inside of the Paul Laurence Dunbar historic home here in Dayton, Ohio, that is that's like a dream come true. To be a spoken word artist and to be able to walk in the same home, in the shadows of and in the light of a poet laureate, a world renowned poet laureate. I mean, that's a dream come true. It's a dream come true.
I can see from that beaming smile that it's rewarding for you. I felt that way when I brought several programs to the Mark Twain House here in Hartford and to the Harriet Beecher Stowe House, and they were neighbors. And you know, I had to roulette, so I didn't have the Mark Twain House confirmed, but I said Harriet Beecher Stowe confirmed, and they didn't confirm. And then I told the Stowe House, I said, well, Mark Twain is in, and they, well, if they're going to be in, I'm going to be in. So I know that feeling, but that's you're in residence there, right? Is that correct?
Yes, I live here. Yes,
that is so cool, cool. So where are you finding inspiration right now?
My son is telling me anymore. He say, I tell people how holy you are now, and I find my most inspiration in my faith base, in my prayer life. there's so much going on right now with COVID and quarantine and racism and isolation and all these things that are happening, and you can get trapped in your mind. And so I'm always looking for a way out. So and looking for a way out, not only for myself or even people around me. When I'm looking for a way out, it affords me with the opportunity to be more creative. So that is where I'm finding inspiration on creating means of escape for us. Yeah.
You're actually engaged with some kind of project with the Dunbar House. You want to talk a little bit about that for us?
Mhm. That was the filming of, and today we just did a tribute to Dunbar for the 33rd memorial, because we didn't get to have it where we usually go to his gravesite and honor his life because of COVID and the weather. So we just did a virtual performance just today, and that was beautiful. And upcoming, we will be celebrating his 150th birthday next year in June. So I'm excited to be a part of that in June 2022. I'm super excited about that.
They're lucky to have you.
I'm lucky to be a part. My God.
So here you are. You're this amazing artist, fantastic film under your belt here, working at the Dunbar House. What are some of your other long-term goals?
One of my long-term goals, I also have a nonprofit called the Right Life Village, which stands for Working Responsibly and Triumph Efficiently Through Love, Inspiration, Faith, and Empowerment. And here, there was a student who was in the 4th grade, and the student committed suicide. And I was asked to come in and perform a poem. Well, I didn't see how a poem would help. So I wanted to create a platform where young people could express themselves creatively and effectively through poetry without judgment, bias, or fear. So that is something I'm very, very passionate about, and I'm working really hard towards. We have already published 5 books for the young people with the help of the community and donations pouring in. We published 5 books, and now I am pushing for the young people and their parents, hopefully, to collaborate together and purchase their books, because they're not for sale, but I would hope that they would purchase their books and then sell their books, so that they're not only published authors, they become entrepreneurs. So that is what I would like to have happen for those young people. And another long-term goal, I just want to keep working towards healing, and I want to be made whole so that I can better serve those around me. You can't give your whole heart if you only have pieces of it, if that makes sense. So I want to continue to do things that would enable me to become whole, so that I can be better for those that I interact with.
How has art and creativity impacted your life?
Art and creativity, it just makes me happy. Just keep thinking about it. I was a person who was bullied. Again, I say that I am a survivor of domestic violence. And art and creativity was a way out for me. And being an artress, I'll say, as Miss Oni Lasana told me that it's called, instead of an actress, we're artresses. And being an artress, I found relief in characters sometimes. Like, for example, I've played the lady in green from For Colored Girls, and I found myself in that character. I've played Geraldine Dismond, and I've been a journalist in my mind for years. Like, that was my first dream when I was a kid. I want to be a journalist. So, I mean, art and creativity has been a breath of life for me at times. And it's been a way to say what I could not on my own because of insecurity, low self-esteem, doubt, fear, and things like that. But you can hide in art sometimes, or you can come alive.
Absolutely. Who in your life has given you support and guidance that you would want to recognize right now?
Right now in this moment, I have so many people I could name, but just to name a few, I would definitely name my mother, my sister, my children. They are definitely, especially my sons right now. I have a 10-month-old daughter, and my sons are just loving her up right now as she destroys things in their room. She's interrupting their video game time. So I'm very grateful to my family for being so supportive. My community is very supportive. Laverne, Ski, Falethea, Charlton, Jewel Harris at the Dunbar House. Some of these people are amazing. Penda James, who has helped me scribe some of these books, the book that inspired 5 Graceful Shifts. I'm just grateful. Nikki Webb, I could name so many people, but yes, my community, my family, and always, always, always the Most High God and my bishop, my shepherd at my church, Bishop Joel C. Lawson.
I love that tone of faith in your life. You know, I'm going to look at. I work on churches. Don't want to get diverted in that. What would you say to women in crisis or a bad place for positive encouragement?
Ooh, sometimes there is nothing you can say. Sometimes, if I was right in front of the woman, I would let her know that I am here, that I am available to her to help her in any way that I can if she needs me. I would also let her know that I do understand and that this is not the end. This is not the end. I lived in an abusive relationship for 15 years, somewhere between 13 and 15 years. And I thought that was the norm. I thought that was okay. I watched my mother go through it, but I would love to encourage them that is not okay. You don't have to stay. It does get better. And all these things sound cliche, but they really are true. It does get better and you are worth it. I would love to tell the woman to just remember, I am enough. Exactly where she is right now. You are enough. You are enough.
There you go. I'd have to agree with you. You know, being involved with Women's Scream for the last 10 years and others, you know, I've done other projects too. I won't get into that, but I understand where you're coming from with that. How can people support, contact, and reach out to you?
Well, though, I'm getting my babies coming.
That's okay. She's welcome. She's welcome.
She is absolutely welcome. Thank you too. She is definitely welcome. Come on, sweet, sweet baby. Oh my goodness. What did he do to you, sweet, sweet baby? You was having a tough time. I know. Tough times don't last always. I know. So the website is under construction. It is exhalingthroughink.com. It is currently under construction, but it will be up and running by this spring, first part of the spring. I'm on Facebook as A-Slate, A.Slate. They can check out the film at the number 5, Graceful Shifts X2. 5 Graceful Shifts times 2. .eventbrite.com. And of course, through Women's Scream, you will be seeing the film all through the month of March for free. So, and it is edited version. So if you want to see the film in its entirety, go to the number 5, Graceful Shifts X2.eventbrite.com. And it will be available there.
So we've gone through our questions. Is there anything that I didn't cover that you'd like to address or talk about or anything?
No. I think I'm more of a writer than I am a talker. So I try to get everything out really quick. No, I don't think so. But I just love this tree behind you. I'm a big fan of trees, period. Oh. So as soon as they said the listening tree, I was like, yeah.
There's an actual physical, real listening tree that we found in a trail here called the John Ross Trail. It's it's a hemlock tree. It's massive, and that's where we got the name. And you are a community hero. You are just fantastic. Thank you for helping us, helping the Free Poets Collective. This is our contribution for the
love
month
it.
of March for Woman Scream, and I'm pretty entangled in that whole project. So
I love it.
thank you.
I
You're
thank you for having me.
Oh, it's an honor. I'm so glad. You and I have been on some conversations back and forth. What, for a couple of months, right? Securely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you got out from under all that snow.
Oh no, it's snowing right now. It never stops snowing.
Wow.
It never stops snowing until the heat wave hits. That's what you get in Litchfield. You
Oh
get
my
you
goodness.
get Arctic, and then you get the Sahara. That's it. Those are your two weather systems right
I
there.
don't get any in between. We have rain now. It's raining here now.
Oh,
All our snow melted. We had actually motorcycle weather a couple of days ago. It was beautiful. It's amazing. But in Ohio, you get all 4 seasons in one day most times. So
well,
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For the show. I don't know where the time is, but we're so honored here. I mean, with Free Poets Collective,
Absolutely.
Listening Tree, this is our greatest show, our most anticipated show. Thank you so
Amen.
much. You're right up there with the K9 unit that we did. That was a lot.
Amen. I don't know what that means, but amen.
K9 Coda. He was a dog. K9 Coda. He's a police officer. It was a really hard show. They were like, what? This was during a time when everybody was really down on the police, and rightfully so, because they were killing innocent people.
Yeah.
Okay? And it has nothing to do with gender or race. You're a law enforcement officer, and your guns are going off and killing people that are unarmed. End of discussion.
You can find that I speak to that on YouTube. I have a piece on there called Hishatigi Blues. If you just type in YouTube Black Lives Matter A-Slate, it'll more than likely pop up. But yeah, so I agree with you there. And all cops aren't bad, but some just really abuse their power.
And I had to, it was my idea. So when I had to ensure the officer, I said, listen, I don't want to get into that. It's about the dog.
Yeah.
It's about the K9 unit. And I've been bitten by German Shepherds before. And yeah, it hurts, but they don't kill you.
Right. Right.
But,
yeah.
We were thankful to K9 Coda. And you're right up there with the children's theater that we worked with. And check out our other shows, because you are awesome. You're a superstar. We love you. We appreciate you and your little rising star there.
Okay.
She liked that. Yeah, the rising star there. But
I love it. Thank you. And have a blessed night.
Thank you.
See you.